we recently just had him on, and we loved some of the information that he was giving us with the physics and all the Brig 20.
Yeah.
Some of the movements that he advises people
Yeah.
do to get the most bang for your bodybuilding buck, we'll say. But again, like we're fans of compound movements, obviously the big three. Can you
Right.
poke any holes in some of the training methods that he advises people do as far as for bodybuilding, of course.
Right.
But do you see anything where you can take his information, and be like, that's good, but I think you should still do X, Y, and Z?
Right. Well, I mean, I've never seen a guy with enormous squats that only does sissy squats, right? I mean, the sissy squat might be the purest quad exercise that activates the quads the best, but let's face it, who's doing sissy squats with 33-inch quads? The guys squatting 600 pounds have 33-inch quads. So, a lot of stuff science-wise in the test tube theoretically makes sense, but you can't argue with practical results. I mean, we know what works. And that's why when I have these guys, these steroid guru guys say, I have the secret way of taking, you're going to microdose this stuff and you're going to take it subcutaneously every single day and it's going to work better. Listen, guys have been taking steroids for 50 years. It's figured out already, okay? We know how this stuff works. You take 1,000 milligrams of testosterone a week with an anabolic and you get big, okay? That's how it works. If you want to get big legs, if you don't squat, you're not getting huge legs. That's all there is. I don't care what the biomechanics of it are. And I love Doug. Doug's a great guy, very smart. I loved having the interview with him. But that's the bottom line, okay? The bottom line is if you don't get on an incline bench press and bench press heavy weight, you're not going to have a big upper pecs. You're not doing flies and building big pecs. It's just not happening. So you can't argue with the practical results of what's going on, even if it can't be explained physiologically. Does that make sense?
Basically, your argument saying it just looks good on paper means nothing. And this is because science always has to be done on paper. And even science students are not told what to believe. They are shown how to perform various experiments. Even in high school, physics students use blocks and ramps and balls and pendulums and carts and rulers and timers to derive Newton's laws and many other such pillars of science for themselves. They're not told what to believe. They know. They personally do the science which has already been done by others to derive the knowledge that we already know and prove its validity to themselves. Much like you all could do if you weren't so lazy, biased, dogmatic NPCs. In a nutshell, saying it only looks good on paper and is not the same in reality, really, it just goes to discredit you from having any form of adult conversation, and anyone at this point listening to you can stop listening to you. I, of course, understand why you people adopt this viewpoint, as it prevents you from needing to use your brains and actually think. It's much easier to simply swallow an ideology and accept whatever you hear if it's what you want to believe. But again, believe what you want to believe. Your beliefs are baseless. They have no factual data to them, and you are unable to defend them in any rational way. This is because you're incapable of doing anything other than repeating what you've already been told. You no longer have the ability to think critically, and you are merely assuming others are doing the same thing, regurgitating others' ideas. But they're not. There are those of us who are educated in science and actually understand physics and how things work, and we use this information to our advantage, not just our bodies, but also to help our clients and make our lives better. This is also how we build technology, such as computers and the internet, both of which you are using to claim that such science which produced them only looks good on paper and doesn't function in the real world.